Hey everybody, welcome to day 5 of my rules for engaging in politics. And last time I didn't really make it clear, but I decided after the video to go ahead and make praying for our leaders rule number 4. And so today, rule number 5, and I want to say be cynical, but I think I'm going to rather say trust God. See, as a follower of Jesus, my ultimate hope, my ultimate trust is put in God, not in people, especially not in politicians. There is a level of cynicism that we should all have about anyone who has power. Even the early founding fathers, I think it was James Madison, who said something to the effect, any human who is given power should not be trusted. And so I don't put my trust in our political leaders. I don't put my trust in this political system or anything in this world. I put my trust in God. In fact, I think it was yesterday I read in Proverbs 16 that God turns the hearts of kings in any direction that he chooses. So no matter who our leaders are, they are put there by God, and I put my trust in God, whether I like or dislike or agree or disagree with whatever political leader that is in power. But I always hold them with a bit of cynicism in my mind. I don't take what they say seriously, but I do take what they do seriously. I think I read this in a sermon or maybe a devotion a couple of months ago, but it's part of a book that C.S. Lewis wrote. Now go back to the late 1940s. Some of you were there, or even the early 1950s. And even I can remember the Cold War, growing up in the 70s, doing earthquake drills and atomic bomb drills where we would hide under our desk, and I always thought, if an atomic bomb is going to come, what's the difference if I'm sitting at my chair or underneath the desk? We're toast no matter what. But so consider that context, and especially in London, post-World War II, the anxiety, the fear, the constant threat of atomic war. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because our politicians tend to use fear, and there's people on the right who think because the Democrats won that we're going to become a socialist country, and there are people on the left who think if Trump had won, we would become a Nazi nation, an anarchist country, fascist. And I don't think either one is true. There's always that extreme. And here's the thing. If you are caused or moved to fear or anxiety because of what you're hearing in the news, because of what politicians are saying, I think you need to take heed. Let that be a check engine light on your car going, warning, warning, something's not right. I'm actually about a week into a 33-day fast from media and from social media, from any news. And I would encourage some of you maybe to consider that. Consider taking a break and see what it doesn't do for your soul, for the level of anxiety, for the level of fear that you find yourself in. So let me get to this article that C.S. Lewis wrote, and I think that you'll find it very relevant for today. As a Christian apologist, C.S. Lewis often spoke and wrote about cultural concerns and how those intersect with Christianity. Whatever the age or concern, he leads us to consider what this life means and how to live it in light of eternity. Here's what C.S. Lewis says. In one way, we think a great deal too much of the atomic bomb. That was the issue of the day. How are we to live in an atomic age? I am tempted to reply, why, as you would have lived in the 16th century when the plague visited London almost every year, or as you would have lived in a Viking age when raiders from Scandinavia might land and cut your throat any night, or indeed as you already are living in an age of cancer, an age of syphilis, an age of paralysis, an age of air raids, an age of railway accidents, and an age of motor accidents. In other words, do not let us begin by exaggerating the novelty of our situation. Believe me, by the way, that's what our politicians are excellent at, exaggerating the novelty of our situation. Believe me, dear sir or madam, you and all whom you love were already sentenced to death before the atomic bomb was invented. There's a happy line. And quite a high percentage of us were going to die in unpleasant ways. We had indeed one very great advantage over our ancestors, anesthetics. But we have that still. It is perfectly ridiculous to go on whimpering and drawing long faces because the scientists and the politicians have added one more chance of painful and premature death to a world which already bristled with such chances, in which death itself was not a chance at all, but a certainty. Death is a certainty. And this is the first point to be made, and the first action to be taken to pull ourselves together. If we are all going to be destroyed by an atomic bomb, let that bomb come when it finds us doing sensible and human things, praying, working, teaching, reading, listening to music, bathing the children, playing tennis, chatting to our friends over a pint and a game of darts, but not huddled together like frightened sheep and thinking about bombs. They may break our bodies. A microbe can do that, like COVID-19, but they need not dominate our minds. Brother and sister, put your hope and put your trust in God and live your life free from the pressure and the fear and the anxiety that comes at us daily through social media, through the news, and through our politicians. God bless you guys. I love you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and give you peace. May the Lord turn his face toward you and be gracious to you. God bless you guys. See you next time for rule number 6.